What's going on, guys? It's Ryan Smetzer. Welcome to another episode of The Local Link. I have got an awesome student from Spring Mills Middle School, Ariana DeAndre. Of course, she is going to be the concertmaster for Spring Mills Middle School, representing the school at the West Virginia All-State Orchestra. She's going to be the concertmaster. I mean, this is such a cool opportunity. Ariana, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. So you have gone from 2 years ago, not really even thinking about picking up a violin, to now in 2023 being the concertmaster of the All-State Orchestra. Tell us a little bit about the journey of how you really got into a passion for playing instrumental music.
Well, it was really an accident. So when COVID hit, they forced us into all these types of classes, and orchestra was one of them. Personally, they put me in band, but I don't do that. So I'd asked if I could go into orchestra because I thought there'd be something in there. I don't know, something I picked up. And so I put it in there and I saw it was all violins and stuff, and I was like, I don't know how to play anything. So I was so they put me in there and I just sat in there and they gave me a violin. I had to rent one from Ellsworth and everything. And then my teacher, Mr. Funderbert, he's a very good director, very good bass player. He told me that he thinks I'd be a very good player, so he pushed me and kept on pushing me, and I started to love it. So then he got me lessons, and I got super far at it. And it was weird because since it was an accident, and now I'm here today, I'm just it's meant to be.
Yeah. Now, when you were younger, were you really ever kind of doing any other instruments? Did you play piano or guitar or anything growing up?
No, I actually, when I was little, my grandma, she used to play classical music for us in bed. I think that might be something. Because when I was little, I always loved it. I never played an instrument, but always did like it. So it was I'm thinking that might be something about it. So, I love classical music. Yeah.
What really inspired you to kind of dive into, auditioning for All-State? Because I know that growing up, I had All-County and All-State. And kind of after All-County, I got to the point where I was like, I don't know if I'll go into All-State. We'll see what happens. But what really empowered you to say, you know what, I'm going all the way and seeing just where this takes me?
Well, so I used to sometimes I like it so much, and I know I want to go to Juilliard, and I want to take it far. I thought Allstate would get me somewhere very far, because I know it goes on your record, and it gets you in higher places, and it gives you credit and stuff. So I thought this would be a very big opportunity to me to do it. And they never did middle school. This is actually the fifth year doing it. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I thought that if I got Allstate, it'd get me in better places, and it's doing that. So, and I didn't think I'd even get Concertmaster. I didn't think I'd get that far, but I surprised myself, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And as far as being concertmaster, what is the process for that? What kind of work do you now have to do on top of your usual day-to-day schoolwork to kind of be prepared for that position?
You have to be very precise. When people hear the word concertmaster and they're familiar with orchestras, they know you're good. A concertmaster basically means that you get to sit next to the composer's chair because you're one of the best violinists in there, and you get your own little solos and walkouts. Me personally, I don't care if I get a solo or not. As long as I'm even in the orchestra, I'm very happy and proud of myself. But they expect you to be precise and very good, and I have to teach basically all my sections and basically the whole orchestra. I'm like the voice. So it's it's very frustrating. It's a lot of pressure, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, how have you overcome that? Because a lot of times, when you're filled with that kind of pressure, it's a little bit of, a weight on you. How have you been able to kind of tackle some of those, nerves and kind of feelings towards, okay, I've kind of got the weight of this orchestra on me right now?
You kind of do and you kind of don't. You'll never ever be I'm so ready for this. But you will and you won't. You just kind of have to prepare yourself and get in that mental state a night before and practice in front of people that you don't relate to get you ready. But you'll always be nervous, something you can never get rid of, which sucks. But yeah,
it's a blessing and a curse all at the same exact time. I feel like. What kind of what music can we expect for that All-State concert?
It's kind of like a mix of classical and pop. It's both, but for the high school, they're doing all classical. So it really depends on your director. I think you get a different one every year for All-State. So it all depends on your director or type of music. But for this one, it's definitely pop and just a little bit of classical. So
gotcha. Now, what inspired you? I know you mentioned wanting to go to Juilliard. It's an awesome dream. I think, especially being in the 8th grade and kind of having that intention of like, hey, this is where I want to go to for college. Like, this is my goal now. This is my dream. What inspired you to pick out that particular school as the one that you want to go to?
Heather Austinson, she's the girl I take lessons with. She's a great violinist, and when I had lessons with her, it was also the time where I didn't know what I was doing, and I wasn't for sure if I wanted to stick with it. She pushed me so far, just like Mr. Funderburg, to the point where she was offering me schools, and she was working me hard, like, every day, and I was like, I really want to be like her. Like, I really want to play like her and go to all these big opportunities just like her. So she was also one of the reasons why I'm here today. And she's a great player, so I look up to her and other like famous violinists and stuff just because it's so amazing, it's so cool. And I think I'd rather be doing what I love rather than anything else. And I know Juilliard is a very hard school to get into, but I'm willing to take a chance and really work hard to get into it because it is one of the best. And if you get in Juilliard and I find a resume, you can get into with anything. So
yeah. And having the concertmaster position there on your resume as well, really coming right out of the gate with your career in playing violin. That's such an awesome thing to have there on the resume, 100%, to be like, hey, in the 8th grade, I was concertmaster of all state orchestra. Like, how about that? Like, that's such a great accomplishment to kind of, really kick things off with. What's next after all state orchestra for you?
I'm not too sure. I know that my director wanted me to do something in Michigan, but it's like really far. But apparently, instead of it being like 2 days, you're there for like a month. So, but it's really good. It's like he said it's like you walk in something and you come out completely different and better. So I'm looking forward to anything that's serious and, really good. I want to be with people that are passionate and that care about it. Because in my school, there, it's like a middle school orchestra. I think I want something more serious, So I'm looking for everything serious. And after All State, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for me to have that they'll recommend. So.
Absolutely. I think so too. I think, having the dream that you have and the passion that you have right now is such a great thing to really jumpstart with, to where, I'm kind of in that spot where I'm hearing your story. I'm like, I kind of want, like, have you ever heard the saying where it's like you want to run through a brick wall after you get motivated by somebody? I was like, all right, I want to dive into some stuff right now too, like, and start learning, how to play an instrument, because it's so great to hear, how passionate and how excited you are for your craft. And to think that, in the 8th grade, like, this is where you're at, like, it's kind of cool to see that, like, the sky is the limit, as far as, between now and throughout high school and then getting into college. I think Juilliard is such a great goal to set, and for where you are right now, it's a pretty solid spot that you could very well land on here in the next several years. So congratulations to you, and best of luck. I think this is awesome, an awesome dream for you to be able to have.
Yeah, it is. It takes a lot of work, though. You really have to be committed, and really you can only really do just play an instrument. Like, if you have other things, you want to focus on more of what you're playing, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of work, especially with like a mental block. You have to get over that too. So it's a challenge, but I'm so happy I'm doing it. It's all worth it to me.
Yeah,
so.
and I imagine time management too is a big role in that, especially when you're still in school. I know I had gone to a performing arts school, and so having to kind of navigate the academics, getting your grades done, and then also spending that time practicing your craft.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
It's got to be,
a lot of balancing. Yeah. I only practice till like 4 to 5 hours a day, and try and get for more though.
That's a long time, but definitely, I mean, it's one of those things where, practice makes perfect. And what's the saying about getting to Carnegie Hall is like, practice, practice, practice. That's what we heard all the time whenever I was in school.
Always. Yeah, it really, you have to. So average is 6 hours for a student, and then for an actual professional musician, it's 8 hours. So like, that's like a week. So like 36 hours for like an adult. So yeah, so it's a lot, but that's totally worth it to me. So,
and you're in such a great spot with where you're at in middle school. It's crazy to think, like I said, you're on such a great pace to where I'm thinking like, man, just find a way to get to Juilliard in the middle of your high school career. I think we're all on board with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. That is so fantastic. Well, Ariana, congratulations to you. Thank you for jumping on, and best wishes to you for All State Orchestra, and best wishes to you for, whatever's to come over the next couple of years. I can't wait to dive back into this interview whenever you are at Juilliard and be like, hey, we got to chat whenever she was still rocking it as Concertmaster for All State Orchestra.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Awesome. Well, hey, congratulations to you, Ariana, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.